Vacations can be expensive, but they don't have to be. Knowing a few things about how to save money on airfare and hotel can make a big difference. Tina has some tips to help us out. Tina?
With the holidays upon us, millions of people will be traveling. So if you were going to ask anyone about the hottest holiday destinations, baggage fees, buying airline tickets, the perfect person would be someone who's been traveling almost nonstop since she was 4 months old. Her family's name has been synonymous with travel for decades. We're talking about the iconic Frommer's Travel Guides. Travel expert and editor to the guides, Pauline Frommer, is giving us the inside scoop to all things travel. Pauline, I can't wait to pick your mind.
Well, I can't wait to be picked.
What are some, just off the top, kind of some good tips for family and people that'll be traveling this holidays?
Well, if you're traveling over the holidays, you want to be traveling as early in the day as possible. If there are weather conditions, and that happens, there are storms always over the holidays, the delays will build up as the day goes on. So the earlier you fly, the less likely you are to be delayed. And if you're traveling by car, I always recommend to try and plan your travel so that if you're in the area of a big urban center, you're in that area during a meal time when the traffic usually is lighter.
Okay, those are the delays is what I think a lot of people worry about. So that's a really good tip about starting early so the delays won't kind of eat up your, your whole travel time. And when you are flying, what about those baggage fees? Because we have all kind of run into that at some point.
Yeah, and there's no way to avoid them nowadays if you're going to check luggage. So I never check luggage. As a discipline, my family, we're 4 people, we only own carry-on bags. So we have to make lists, we have to pack light, and we're the people hogging the overhead bin space. But it's a way to make sure that we don't pay extra fees and we don't wait at the carousel. We get right to our vacation. And also it means that we don't have to deal with lost luggage. If you have to check baggage, get travel insurance. It's the smart thing to do. In fact, it's the smart thing to do for all travel. You want to have a global company behind you, one who has experts in all the destinations who can step in if you need an English language doctor or if you have to replace clothing because a bag was lost or if you have to cancel a trip in advance of it. Companies like Allianz Travel Insurance are good ones because they have people all over the world who can help you.
I love that. I love that you're giving the thumbs up for the travel insurance because I've seen it and I've never really known if it was something worthwhile to get. So it's good to know.
Yeah, absolutely, because the root of the word travel is travail. Unfortunately, travel can be the best times of our lives, but it can also be a time when things go wrong. So you want someone in your corner.
Absolutely. Now, once we get to our destination, I know we need somewhere to stay. I know we have sometimes those pricey hotels. Do you have maybe some alternatives to places that we could stay?
Yeah, more and more people nowadays are actually saying to heck with hotels and staying in private apartments, in villas, in condos. They often pay the same or less than what they would pay for a hotel room. They have twice as much room to spread out. They have a kitchen, which is a huge money saver, or if you have picky children in tow, as I always do, it's great to have a kitchen where you can whip up a snack and not have every meal in a restaurant. So that can be another good way to save. But there's one gotcha with rentals. When you're renting, you're usually renting from somebody who only has that property. So it's much harder to cancel than it is with a hotel. In fact, often your deposit is gone. So this is another case where you really want to get travel insurance.
I love those ideas. And now we know kind of places to stay, but where are we going? I know during the holidays we have some hot spots, maybe New York and some other places. Where do you recommend?
Well, New York, my hometown, is a classic over the holidays. The whole town is festooned with lights. There's all kinds of special events going on. It can be pricey, though. So if you come to New York, you may want to stay in an outer borough. You may want to stay in an unconventional hotel. There are some hotels that are in historic buildings, so they don't have the plumbing to support bathrooms for each room, but they're gorgeous and they're really nice. nice. You just have to pad down the haul and they'll be less expensive that way. I have a whole slew of suggestions in the book I wrote, Frommer's Easy Guide to New York.
And where can we get some more information and get the book?
Well, you can go to frommers.com, which is spelled FROMMERS.com. And I guess since we were talking about travel insurance earlier, if you're looking for that, you go to AllianzTravelInsurance.com.
Well, Pauline, let me tell you, you have my dream job. So I am so happy I got a chance to talk to you today. Thank you so much for all the tips.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Everyone, don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend. We'll be right back.